Two teams stepping out onto the pitch, knowing full well that victory for one of the teams tonight really would just about guarantee their place in the quarterfinals. Remember, we're only halfway through the second phase action, but 8 places up for grabs, and by the end of tomorrow night's action we could well see 4 teams. Victories for Barcelona, Porto, Fiorentina and maybe Bayern Munich would see them go through to the quarterfinals, despite the fact that there are still matches to play in this second phase competition. A big crowd in, and they expect a lot of their team. They fancy their chances, Porto, against Barcelona in this one, and I think they've got grounds to do so, Jamie.
Absolutely. The key players, of course, are Drulovic and Jardel. We've mentioned Jardel already. Drulovic provides the ammunition, and also keep an eye out for Escudinha providing the crosses, because Jardel, terrific in the air.
Quality of crosses made the difference, and Jardel thrives on that. Not your typical Brazilian player, a very, very powerful customer, good in the air, and he could well come into play. He was a handful for the Barcelona defence last time out, but Barcelona in great form scored a 4-0 victory over Numancia in La Liga at the weekend and really were travelling well. Well, we just listened to the anthems. There is Louis van Gaal, the coach about whom we heard just before the break. A very strong-minded individual, had his run-in with Rivaldo, who has, we have to stress, recovered from his ankle problem and will indeed now be playing in this match. First of 2 matches coming along on ESPN this evening. Let's now cross to our match commentator at the Estadio dos Santos, Martin Tyler.
Well, welcome to the Antas Stadium. Straight away, let's give you the Porto team news. 3 changes from the side that played Barcelona so well but lost last week. Jorge Costa suspended, Rui Barros and Chainho dropped. In come Rubens Jr., who's fit again, Paulinho Santos after suspension, and Ricardo Silva. For Barcelona, out tonight, Zenden, he's got a hamstring strain, and Luis Enrique. In comes Winston Bojada, who'll play on the left side of the defence, and Ronald de Boer to join his twin brother Frank in this very much Dutch-orientated Barcelona lineup. Automatic qualification for the quarterfinals for Barcelona, should they win tonight. If Porto get the points in this section, well, that gives them a great chance and would put them top of Group A with 2 to play. Drulovic, the Yugoslav, they've had 6 days to wonder quite how they didn't get something from the match with Barcelona in the Nou Camp. Jardel scored twice there, and at 3-2 Barcelona were rocking, but Rivaldo put on one of his better showings of the season to satisfy that hard taskmaster, the Barcelona coach Louis van Gaal, and he wrapped up a 4-2 win. These are the 2 form teams in this section, along with Hertha Berlin and Sparta from Prague, and the chances are that both Porto and Barcelona will make it to the quarterfinals. Rivaldo was left out of Barcelona's league game at the weekend as a precaution. He's had some ankle trouble. Both these clubs posted domestic victories on Saturday. And Barcelona kick off. The stadium virtually full, the capacity just short of 50,000. And if the game last week is anything to go by, we should be in for a real treat here in Portugal tonight. Abelardo. Here's Frank de Boer being allowed to advance. And the goalkeeper Hilario started to come. The former Barcelona defender Aloisio, who's captaining Porto tonight in the absence of Jorge Costa, in the end took the decisive action. Hit long by Ricardo Silva. Barcelona, such a potent attacking team in all competitions this season. They've already mustered 94 goals. But Porto feel that they showed last week they can really get at them. Jardel is a handful for any defence, And he lays the ball back here to Paulinho Santos. Capuccio trying to get round the outside. The officials tonight all from Italy, headed by the referee Stefano Braschi. Aloisio, who won a European medal in the Cup Winners' Cup as a Barcelona player 11 years ago now. But they haven't got their goalkeeper on loan from Barcelona, Porto, Vitor Bahia, much to his own personal disappointment. Not fit, so Hilario continues in goal. Puyol continues at right back for Barcelona, the young man making tracks to support Ronald de Boer here. Rivaldo's cross blocked. Nice build-up though from Barcelona. Very good conditions pitch-wise. Frank de Boer. Nicely swept wide by Barcelona here, with Cocu supporting Rivaldo on the outside. Here's Teixeira. Fernando Santos, in his second season as the Porto coach, pitting his wits for the second time inside a week with the mighty Louis van Gaal. Capuccio. Now Peixe. Top of the Portuguese league. Again, Porto. They managed to win away at União Leira on Saturday without Jardel, who's missed the last two domestic games here through suspension. I'm sure Louis van Gaal would be wishing he was missing tonight. Bojada. Up in the presidential box there. I'm sure those who head these two famous clubs anxious about success here. It would be a terrific game to win. Just feel that there's enough maybe for both sides in the remaining two games in this second phase for a loser today to still be able to withstand that blow. This is Guardiola. Figo, Portuguese of course. Many years with Sporting Lisbon. There's a strong Dutch presence, of course, with Barcelona. Brazilians in both camps. It's a typical cosmopolitan cast in the UEFA Champions League. The shot by Cocu. The Dutchman who had such a good World Cup for Holland back in '98. In a variety of positions, that's what makes him so attractive to top-class coaches, whether it be a club or a national team manager. Good leap by Frank de Boer, one of the Barcelona scorers against Porto last week. It was a high challenge, seen as a dangerous one by Stefano Braschi. Keep an eye on Rivaldo and this slightly damaged ankle, damaged it even before that threat to it by Peixe. A challenge by Rubens Junior. Ruud Hesp has kept his place in Barcelona's goal tonight. Peixe. He and Figo know each other well from Portuguese international duty. starting with those successful youth teams. They're so good in this country at producing young players. Don't always go on to maximise that potential at senior level. Frank de Boer. It's a bit lax by Barcelona, and they're going to pay a price for it here. First real thrust from Porto, from Drulovic. Barcelona giving away possession in their own half. It ran on to Drulovic from Capucho, who was miscontrolling it in truth. But the Yugoslav shot across the face of the goal. Barcelona had a... sorry, he didn't like that attempted ball forward, did he, Louis van Gaal? From Frank de Boer, went straight out of play. Barcelona scored 4 goals again in a Spanish league game against Numancia at the weekend, with several of tonight's team missing. I mentioned Rivaldo, Kluivert and Abelardo were both suspended from that. Bojara came back into the team and made a point with a good performance. He'd been sent off against Numancia earlier in the season. This time he was cheered off after his contribution to that win. A bit of early sparring here. I think it's probably fair to say that a draw wouldn't be the worst result for the two sides. It's not in Barcelona's nature particularly to play for a draw. In Porto, if you believe all the pre-match publicity, and there's no reason really to doubt it, they were very disappointed that they didn't get the better of Barcelona, or at least get something, as I say, from that game last Wednesday, when they scored first, then were 3-1 down at half-time. Many of you might have seen it with us. And then they got it back to 3-2, only for Rivaldo to stride through to make it 4-2 in the closing minutes. Frank de Boer. Here is Rivaldo. Has to go back. Champions League football for you on ESPN. I hope all over Asia you're enjoying, settling down to enjoy the fascination that this match will undoubtedly bring. Really some frustration we've seen from both coaches. Touch from Rivaldo. Cocu, haven't seen anything of Kluivert as yet. Two centre-backs, Aloisio and much younger Ricardo Silva. Free kick has gone against Capucho. He wasn't too pleased with it. Here's Figo. So coming up to the 10-minute mark, Group A of Phase 2 of the UEFA Champions League. Top 2 teams in the group, Barcelona with 7 points, Porto with 6. Well, Figo's been singled out in terms of press coverage in the build-up to this game, and I'm sure Porto will try and stop him whichever way they can on the pitch. But at the moment, Luis Figo in need of some attention, and that will have to take place off the pitch, courtesy of the stretcher. It was Escudinha who couldn't stop the cross, but he, if not stopping Figo, might well have slowed him down a bit. Figo got the ball, Escudinha got the man. Escudinha here. Valdo was trying to take an extra touch in there. Porto pressing forward well as a group. Oh, and a stumble there by Ruben Jr. The shot by Escudinha. A much-travelled Brazilian. Porto, his 10th club. On neither side as yet of gained the upper hand, but with the backing of this big crowd, Porto beginning to probe. Capuccio. Secretario looking to put in a cross where there were three waiting in the penalty area. That'll be the corner. Paulinho Santos, back from suspension that kept him out in Barcelona. Prefers to hit them with his left foot, but that right footer has gone behind via a deflection, and Barcelona have a corner to defend. And Bojada, I think, put up the barricades with his chest by the near post then. By weight of numbers, the Spanish club deal with it. That was the shot that took a touch. The referee saw it. And the corner, well, offered some encouragement for Porto. It's clearly not a no-smoking zone on the Porto bench. Guardiola been saying in Barcelona recently that they're a much better team, and Guardiola is in the starting lineup. Figo is back on, and Rivaldo goes down with no great appeals from him or from his teammates about anything illegal in the challenge. Frank de Boer. Cocu. Gets it back from Kluivert. Guardiola. And still Guardiola, as if he's magnetised. A bit more possession for Barcelona. No foul on Kluivert, and Porto trying to break out through the passing ability of Peixe. Now Capuccio. Bojada is the defender. Porto prepared to trade space in midfield and just back off and let Guardiola come forward, but he's angled the pass through for Figo. Escudinha can't get across to prevent the corner. A little bit of a response, you feel, for a man coming back to his home country and wanting to impress. That was the earlier incident that Kluivert wasn't happy about. But just now, Figo, with one or two other options that he might have taken, trying for the shot, trying to make an early impact here. In a country where they are only too pleased to cheer him when he plays for Portugal. But he's very much regarded as a villain tonight, playing against Porto. Just over 15 minutes gone. Figo takes the corner. And that's gone looping away by Peixe for a corner on the far side. Cocu trying to get free. Poor corner. Puyol. And here comes Rivaldo. Kluivert going to the near post. And Rivaldo couldn't pick him out with a cross. Frank de Boer. Abelardo happy to play it short, no challenge on Guardiola. On Kluivert. Back for Rivaldo. Tejada pushing forward down that far touchline, but Barcelona not happy to roll the ball around, and Porto quite happy to let them. But they should be making challenges in this sort of part of the pitch now. Wasn't much of a challenge, it was enough to make the point, really. You back off Barcelona at your peril. Figo and company have moved up to third in the Spanish Primera Liga. They're above the great rivals Real Madrid in goal difference. But they're still 5 points behind the rather surprising league leaders Deportivo La Coruña, who lost at the weekend away to Malaga. So still a possibility that Barcelona might emerge with a late run to take the title in Spain. Real Madrid will be thinking the same. Kluivert. Teixeira getting a foot in. Abelardo. Here's Figo. And away from Escudinha. Back to him from Patrick Kluivert. Rivaldo. Carlinhos Santos keeping a careful eye on Ronald de Boer, who played well in the league game for Barcelona at the weekend, but on the left-hand side then against Numancia, and he had a part in 3 of the 4 goals. Jardel. Secretario, Peixe. Now Escudinha. Here's Rubens Jr. Well, Jardel not just scored 2 goals against Barcelona, he headed 2 goals against Barcelona last week. Kluivert. Played wide by Guardiola. And Guardiola's shot ricochets away to Rivaldo. Oh, Kluivert, he's missed it! Well, Patrick Kluivert pulling away. Ronald de Boer coming in, could have shouted him out of the way and he'd have had a better angle on it. Here's Jardel. Peixe, I gather you're having some problems with our sound effects from Porto. Our apologies for that. We'll be doing everything to sort them out as soon as possible. And here's Rubens Jr. Oh, with just over 20 minutes gone, and the game really showing signs of opening up into the type of contest that we hope for tonight. Here's Rubens Jr. Now Ronald de Boer. Guardiola. Guardiola, Kluivert. Bogada unable to keep the ball in on the far side. We're halfway through the first half here in Porto, and it's Porto 0, Barcelona 0. And it's brought away by Capucho here. Jardel. And the back pass by Guardiola. Figo. Well, Puyol still being picked in this Barcelona team, the young right-sided player ahead of the likes of Reisiger. He's amongst the substitutes tonight. Abelardo. Kluivert. Abelardo. Figo's lost out for his own miscontrol, really. Jardel. Ronald de Boer. Rivaldo. Good pressure in midfield by Porto. And Secretario trying to steer it down that right-hand side for the home team towards Capucho. That's been the feature of the game so far, that Porto do back off to this sort of point, and then they've been getting players in around the man on possession, although not so well on this occasion. Kluivert. Rivaldo. Problem to defend against so many individual talents as well against a good team play. It can be such a marvellous inspiration from the men in the Barcelona ranks. Figo certainly comes into that category. But Porto have got a free kick against Figo. A little bit of a fall there by Rubens Jr. And now Jardel, this extraordinary, prolific Brazilian striker. 27 league goals for Porto in the Portuguese First Division already this season. Much better than one a game. And he's the top scorer in the Champions League with 8. Rivaldo one behind him on 7. Puyol. Figo. Kluivert. Back for Figo! Well, that was build-up play of a very high calibre. And the shot wasn't bad either, was it? Just a give and go. If the movement's right and the return pass is right, very hard for defenders to deal with it. But Figo taking the shot on the volley, it would have had to be truly exceptional to keep the effort under control and beat the goalkeeper, but he wasn't far away. Drulovic. Just floating around off Jardel, the player who was a member of Yugoslavia's '98 World Cup final squad. Abelardo. Wasn't a happy tournament for Spain, you might recall. Ojeda wasn't happy for him either, because he broke an ankle in a training accident with the Dutch World Cup squad. Frank de Boer. On the same wavelength as twin brother Ronald. Guardiola, oh, that's brilliant footwork from him. Puyol. Figo. Kluivert drifting to the left-hand side for Barcelona. Harder trying to give him an angle. Guardiola does. Porto will be quite happy with this. It's possession, but the problem for the home side is if there's some penetration at the end of it. Porto came through Group E of Phase 1. They finished second in that section to Real Madrid, but ahead of Olympiacos from Greece and Molde from Norway. Puyol. Figo. Frank de Boer. Kluivert to Rivaldo coming inside, trying to find a route through the centre. That's shut off. Rubens Jr. Nuno Santos. And the old stager Aloisio. Capuscio. Good play by Puyol defensively. Barcelona won their Phase 1, Group B that was, on top of Fiorentina, Arsenal and AIK from Sweden. It's good work under pressure by Rubens Jr. Jardel. Peixe. It's Barcelona's turn to retreat. Escudinha. This time Jardel not able to make anything from the cross. Drulovic. Secretario. 15 minutes to go to half-time. Peixe. A difficult ball to take, and Puyol was beavering away at Jardel. Escudinha with the fancy footwork, and Puyol was blocking off Escudinha's attempt to get the return. I don't know quite how much the referee saw of that. He was turning round, following first of all the path of the ball. He's done well to work the position. It was Figo, in fact, who was the culprit, and he's got the yellow card. Well, this could be a promising position for Porto. They've been working on ways to try and get Jardel just away from a marker to use that tremendous power that he's got in the air. The power that got the better of Barcelona on 2 occasions less than a week ago. No wonder the camera keeps focusing on him. Not quite. Peixe. Paulinho Santos. And Rubens Jr. just turned away from Puyol. He's very close to getting in behind. Tidy little spell from the home side. But not a good corner from Drulovic. Escadinha. He had to pull out of that one, otherwise he could have found himself off. Peixe, nowhere near. Peixe was one of the real stars of junior football in Portugal. He was actually voted the best player in a World Youth Tournament, which is a tremendous compliment. That's puts him in the same sort of company as Maradona. Different type of player, and he's been certainly a successful performer in senior football, primarily here in Porto. Ronald de Boer. Now Abelardo. Member of that Spanish Olympic squad that got gold medal in Barcelona in the Olympics of '92. Figo. And just wonder if Cocu had kept on running then. That's obviously what Figo expected him to do. Problem for Porto, they want to attack, home fans want them to be on the front foot, but they know that if they overcommit, Barcelona will just shred them. Figo having to do a bit more defending now, and he'd like to be playing in the other half of the pitch. It's all a matter of when and how often for the home team. Figo, past Peixe, and here's Kluivert. Rivaldo coming in from the left. Figo's there. The player from Portugal ends up having to dive to try and con a penalty out of the referee. He's not going to get that. He had the real chance. And Hilario kept it out. Look, they were through here in numbers, 3 against 1. So Kluivert did his bit, but so did Hilario, and there was a rather sad fall by Figo. More out of frustration that he failed to take that chance. It's a very good save. Well, I think it's a bit more insult than injury, although Peixe did catch him with a trailing arm, but I don't think there was too much of intent there. And I wonder whether it crossed the referee's mind to think of that as unsporting behaviour as Figo went down, and of course, having had 1 yellow card tonight, he would have been off, but he's still there. Rivaldo. Ronald de Boer. Back to Puyol. Figo, a bit of fortune then. He's not the most popular person with the Porto fans. That was probably the case when he arrived at the ground, but the booking, and a dramatic fall, having failed to take a very good opportunity to open the scoring here for Barcelona, and all fueled the antipathy. But it is Figo who takes the corner, and this time they have scored, and Louis van Gaal celebrates Abelardo. Well, it was Figo's corner, and Porto, who conceded from a right-wing corner in Barcelona 6 nights ago, have let in here a pretty soft goal by this standard of the game. Goalkeeper blocked off a little cleverly, I have to say that, but no one picking up Abelardo. You could see Ronald de Boer standing in the path of Hilario, saying, "You've got to get past me, I'm holding my ground." And Abelardo really just had to make sure he hit the target. He did. And it's Porto 0, Barcelona 1. It would have been a surprise between these two teams if we got to half-time without a goal. Remember, because of the combination of games to come, a win for Barcelona tonight and they qualify. Oh, but that lead nearly didn't last very long. Rubens Jr. denied by Ruud Hesp. Within a minute of Barcelona taking the lead. Peixe. Oh, and that's hit the bar, with Jardel distracting Hesp. Escudinha. Really eventful spell here. Ronald de Boer. And Guardiola back with de Boer. It's over Puyol. Paulinho Santos in there. And Escudinha. Kluivert. So 5 minutes to go to half-time, the breakthrough for Barcelona. Oh, and a tackle from the back. That's now the sort of challenge that really this get tough policy from FIFA and UEFA is designed to try and stamp out. Just can't get the ball there, and it's so risky for joints of the player who's fouled, ankle and knees. Aloisio, of course, been around a long time, and when he began, he could do that and get away with it. He's got away with it tonight. Now, Rivaldo, talk about what happened last week in the Nou Camp, and a goal from a corner. We've seen a similarity to that, and of course Rivaldo scored with a free kick from a similar position, but he doesn't get anywhere near repeating his party piece. Whether it's in his mind to change direction. Hilario was beaten to the goalkeeper's left last week. And he wasn't going to the left, so if it was a game of bluff or double bluff, the goalkeeper this time came out on top. Rivaldo. Abelardo, the goal scorer. Rivaldo, they've given him space here. Private trying to run off the shoulder of the last defender. Three minutes plus stoppage time to go to half-time. Porto 0, Barcelona 1. Kick by Hilario. And Alvarado's main job tonight is trying to curb Jardel. Rubens Jr. Puyol aware, he's just come back from injury, this young left-sided player, and that's, I'm afraid, from Porto's point of view, just reactivated the problem. He knows he can't go on. Put everything into the stretch to try and beat Puyol here and to beat Puyol to the ball and get a cross in. Rivaldo. And needed Hilario to come then, because Ronald de Boer was looking to ghost in behind Aloisio. Capuscio. Peixe. On from Aloisio to Escudinha. Ricardo Silva. Well, the substitute is Domingos. He came on in the first half of the first game as well. Rui Barros was struggling to get into that game, but he now replaces the definitely injured Rubens Jr. He was so pleased to get himself fit to have the chance to play against Barcelona, and his game didn't last until half-time. Unlucky. Sympathetic applause for Rubens Jr. It's a Cocu. Rivaldo and Kluivert arriving in the centre. Ronald de Boer. Domingos quickly getting into action to brush one or two of his own teammates aside. And that's given away by Jardel. He tried a cute layoff and it didn't come off. Domingos, as part of Portugal's squad in Euro 96, in fact scored half a dozen goals in the qualifiers to get them to those European finals, and scored in the finals in the game against Croatia. They've got to find a goal from somewhere here, Porto, as we reach the break. The goal down, the team coached by Fernando Santos. And that goal came late in the half, and a poorly defended corner taken by Figo and knocked in by Abelardo. The injury to Rubens Jr. after that not going well for Porto. Porto 0, Barcelona 1 at half-time.
In the next round. Well, you're watching the Champions League. This is ESPN's coverage of a crucial match in terms of determining who may or may not be going through from Group A. To tell us what's going to happen in the following 45 minutes, let's go back to match commentator Martin Tyler.
Perfect timing. Back in the Antas Stadium. Porto got a good reception when they came out for the second half. And they've had a look to see that there's been a change for Barcelona. With Gabri, who scored his first league goal for the club last weekend against Numancia, on for Cocu. 1-0 to Barcelona. And also on is Chainho for Porto, in place of Pesh. Chainho, who started the match against Barcelona last week in the Nou Camp. And that's as we are in this return game, with 2 more rounds in this particular league format to come over the next 2 weeks. Secretario with the cross. Chainho, who's an Angolan, coming in to meet it with a looping header. Clive unable to use his screening skills that time, and was painfully dispossessed. Hess only had one awkward save to make in the first half from the player who's subsequently gone off injured, Rubens Jr. Frank de Boer. Now Rivaldo. Bojada. Defeated Kluivert. Rivaldo. Their teammates rather leaving those two, Rivaldo and Kluivert, to try and carve something out on their own. They needed some extra support. Porto beat Sparta in Prague, and then Hertha Berlin here in their first 2 games in this section, before going down to that 4-2 defeat in Barcelona. So they've got 6 points from 3 games prior to tonight. Ricardo Silva. Secretario, who is an adventurous right back, but hasn't had too many opportunities to get forward. It's a little more like it, but he opts for the early cross. Aloisio. And the flag went up against Jardel. He was on the way back, as you could see, and it was a pretty good decision by the assistant on this near side. That's the referee making up his own mind there, and a foul by Escudinha on Figo. Barcelona's next match is at home to the Germans from Berlin, and then they finish off their group away to Sparta Prague. As I say, a win tonight and they're into the quarterfinals, and then they'll just be playing for an extra point or 2 to make sure they top the section. So this win not yet in the bag, so always that much harder away from home, even though Barcelona have had the good spells of dominating possession and have the 1-0 lead. Domingos. real roving commission for Drulovic. Hooked up on the far touchline a moment or two ago. Trainio, Secretario. Here's Domingos. Good hand by Rivaldo. And he was caught. And guilty of some shirt pulling. Just take something here to really spark off the home support. Not necessarily a goal. Be a moment of brilliant skill on the ball. They love it, a goal of course, or even something seems to be on the dastardly side from the opposition. Good work by Capucho. Drulovic, he's lost out. Here's Kluivert. Rivaldo. This was the earlier play by Capucho. And the challenge on the Kluivert from behind by Ricardo Silva. Rivaldo, with his eyes maybe on the direct route, but it's certainly not his side. There's real pushing and shoving going on, and the De Boer twins in the thick of it, concentrating on the ball. Was Aloisio. Puyol. Guardiola. It's a smack one from Abelardo. Maybe a chance for Porto with a bit of room to break into. But Jardel stopped by the original culprit. Hasn't quite happened for him yet tonight. That's certainly not to say it won't. Guardiola. Figo. Just a bit respectful here, Porto, you feel. Haven't been able to really hustle Barcelona out of their natural tempo. Kluivert. With Santos. Now Domingos taking over. Headed on by Drulovic, but he's got to chase it himself. At least force Puyol to put it out of play. Important phase of the game this, because I'm sure Barcelona deep down would expect a little bit more pressure from the home side when they're playing away with all their many gifts. And maybe it's coming now from Escudinha. Well, that was a bit more the sort of thing I was talking about, the attempt to ignite the spark, to get this crowd fired up. They're a bit flat at the moment. Barcelona haven't won an away league game in Spain since early January. They're winning here in the Champions League on Porto's splendid pitch by 1-0. Guardiola. Figo with Puyol on the gallop outside him. Figo there again, so technically adept, so good at backing each other up. Simple passing, precise passing. It's very hard. Porto's best efforts to interrupt the flow, ruffle the feathers. Rivaldo. It's a fine try, and the goalkeeper pleased to be able to get up onto his feet to gather the ball, having parried it in the first place. The second goal for Barcelona, and you feel that would be the result pretty much ensured, but at 1-0 there's always a possibility for a comeback, a turnaround. Good stop by Hilario. Remember, he's only in because Vitor Bahia is injured and almost heartbroken, and he couldn't play in either of these games against the club that still hold his registration. Jardel. Brought out by Guardiola. Here's Patrick Kluivert. Quite timed the pass right to Ronald de Boer, who's not happy about the execution from his Dutch international colleague. Puyol. Kluivert. Ronald de Boer. Figo is on the move again. The mobility of Barcelona difficult for Porto to deal with. And here's Figo, and he's tugged back by Aloisio in a position where he was almost the last defender. There's no doubt that there was a foul on Figo this time. That one. There'd have been that slip by Paulinho Santos. So Aloisio will not play. It's his third yellow card in the Champions League this season. He'll not play in Porto's next game, which is here against Sparta from Prague in 8 days' time. They will have his usual central defensive partner, George Costa, back, who's suspended tonight. And now for charging down the wall, presumably there's another yellow card, maybe to Domingos. It certainly wasn't Domingos who broke out, but it's a retake of the free kick. It's referee quite entitled, and indeed with this talk of moving free kicks back further, if you do encroach, that sort of thing will stop, because that would take it very close, wouldn't it, to the edge of the penalty area. And anyway, the ball has gone in from the free kick, and Hilario is very, very annoyed. He's conceded, just as he did in the Nou Camp, and it's 2-0 to Louis van Gaal's men. Rivaldo probably surprised to see it go in. So all that hullabaloo about the awarding of the free kick, the booking for Aloisio, and then the subsequent retake. Second time, a little lucky for Rivaldo. His 8th goal in 8 appearances in the Champions League this season. He's level now with Jardel at the top of those scoring charts. And this is a very tall order for Porto now, and it might seem quite a long last half an hour or so. But what will be so annoying for Fernando Santos, their coach, is it hasn't been the sweeping football of Barcelona that's led to the goals. It's been a corner, which wasn't defended well, and a free kick that got through the line of defenders and past a rather hapless goalkeeper. Secretario. Domingos. Here's Escudinha. 5 years since Barcelona last got to the quarter-finals of the Champions League. Then they were knocked out at that stage by Paris Saint-Germain. Porto were there 3 years ago. Jardel could have played it straight away to Capucho. Secretario. Capucho on the ball now. Chouinho. Just how damaging this will be to Porto if it stays this way. And of course, partly depend on the outcome in Prague tonight. Sparta against Hertha. If Hertha Berlin, who got 2 points from their previous 3 games to the one of Sparta, were to win that, then they would be putting some pressure on the Portuguese club. But let's not write off Porto too prematurely tonight, but Barcelona remain the bosses on the scoreline, on the ball. Figo. Kluivert. Well, Manchester United will be working hard. It was Paulinho Santos, the yellow card for charging the free kick that led to the retake, that led to Rivaldo scoring. Manchester United, the defending champions, will be highly rated in the pursuit of the silverware this season, but Barcelona, seen by many as the favourites in terms of current form. Drulovic. Unlucky between Domingos and Jardel. Here's Rivaldo. No one actually coming in late on the scene for Barcelona, and Escudinha can bring it out. Certainly the scoreline reflecting the difference in the quality of the two performances tonight. There's been no complaints from Porto. Domingos. Rivaldo. Strong challenge by Ricardo Silva and a fair one on Figo. Escudinha. Chouinho just jogging infield in support. Escudinha going for the cross. 2 to aim for. Didn't find either of them. This was the chance at the other end. Heavy fall for the big man, Ricardo Silva. Escudinha. One concern for Barcelona fans might be the feeling that their team could get complacent. Domingos. Oh, good try. Well, there's a warning against complacency. Came at a decent height for Hest. And it was the power of the shot that was the biggest problem, but the strong left arm turned it away, and Porto have a corner. Clayton, who came on in the Nou Camp, comes on again here against Barcelona for Paulinho Santos. Referee's got to decide who had the final touch there. It's off a defender in another corner. It was a decent effort by Domingos. It's produced this spell of pressure, a second corner. Headed out by Guardiola, down by Rivaldo. Clive doing the chasing. Pursued by Chainho and fouled by him. What will annoy Porto is the deja vu feeling of the way these two goals have been scored here by Barcelona. And great similarities to two of the four that they conceded in the Nou Camp. Secretario. Put out by Gabri. Rivaldo. Secretario and his supporters thought he kept the ball in. And it's not the sort of performance to make Fernando Santos kick his habit, and he's still puffing away on the bench as his players continue to huff and puff against the better collective effort from Barcelona. And when they work well collectively, well, of course the components in that machine are very well oiled. Cleared by Puyol. Clive setting off. Aloisio's got the drop on this though. Escudinha. And they've kept a much better watch on Jardel, but to be fair, Porto have given their goal machine no regular supply. The match is at the three-quarter mark, and it's going to take something dramatic to change its direction. Barcelona moving pretty sweetly towards the quarter-finals of the UEFA Champions League. Rivaldo for Kluivert. Oh, it's a tap-in. But the flag well, it was one of those situations where it's a question of how and when. When that was played there, was he offside? Because that's surely when it has to be given. No goal. A let off for Porto. Figo. So Rivaldo tries again. And Kluivert tries again. And Aloisio keeping up his concentration. Kluivert still full of indignation. But Barcelona have got a corner. Rivaldo's corner. Clayton, who made Jardel's second goal in the Nou Camp. With a fine cross from the left-hand side. Domingos. 20 minutes left. Domingos. Drulovic. He's always wanting to use the left foot. Not using it very well when it came to the cross. And that sort of night for Porto. Clayton trying to inject a bit of figure here. And he's got a free kick. Two number 28s collide. Free kick wasted. This free kick wasn't, but how did it get through the wall? Even so, I suppose the goalkeeper did quite well not to have committed himself too far to the other side, but having got to it, he will have been disappointed that he couldn't stop it trickling over the line. Here's Clayton though. Escudinha, he's still been pretty bullish in his work down that left-hand side. The throw's been given against him. It's a test of Porto's character here. They've so clearly second best to this point. And that's not to say they don't have the quality in their side to at least make something more of a match of it in the time that remains. Puyol, banged away by Guardiola, who leads the charge out. Off the head of Kluivert. Kluivert can go to the right. And there are plenty of options in the centre for Ronald de Boer. And the goalkeeper and the defender go for the same job to try and stop the corner. And Dilario caught and rather damaged momentarily by Ricardo Silva. Figo to take the corner. Cleared by Chainho. Puyol. Well, Abelardo was the last man then. But he got to the ball and knocked it straight away to Rivaldo, switches the point of attack expertly. Figo can't get his cross in. Thought he merited a corner there. I must say it didn't look clear from our angle. Chainho, Domingos. Still 2-0 to Barcelona. Goals from Abelardo and Rivaldo. Chainho. Figo, Kluivert, Secretario Didn't have the best angle. Clive complaining to Figo that the pass should have been played in front of him, and he's probably right. Here's Capuscio, and Drulovic on for Capuscio, who gets Frank de Boer into a slightly more disorganised way than he's been for much of this match, and that's led to a corner. Rivaldo is coming off. Remember, he had that suspect ankle at the start, and he's going to be replaced here by Dani. Rivaldo's left his mark on these two games with Porto, hasn't it? And the World Footballer of the Year takes a premature exit here, and Hest makes a bit of a mess of that corner. Dani, the striker, expensively purchased from Mallorca. He got to a European final with them, the last Cup Winners' Cup. Another Porto corner. Inside the last 15 minutes now. Clayton's corner, plenty of height on it, good bend on it as well. Jardel standing his ground to get his head to it, but not able to direct the effort on target. Here's Drulovic. Bojada. Clive can't collect it. Aloisio. Escudina in a bit too much of a hurry to get forward, had to check back to keep it in against that far touchline. Again, frustration for all connected with Porto. It's a bit unlucky. Whole of the ball has to cross the line, remember. Abelardo. Forward by Secretario. Guardiola. Here's Ronald de Boer. Figo. Well, he comes in from the left-hand side onto his stronger right foot. A goal that he clearly badly wants for himself here has eluded Figo, but the fact is there's every chance now he's going to be on the winning side, and that's what really matters, especially tonight, and a chance to book this quarter-final place two-thirds of the way through this second phase. Chainho. Secretario. Gabri did well just to apply a bit of pressure, stop Porto turning and playing through midfield, so the goalkeeper has to kick. And he kicks a very long way, as it turned out. Guardiola, have to hand it to Barcelona. They played with rare composure here, plenty of class. And they haven't had to really extend themselves. As we come to the last 10 minutes. Drulovic. Mauricio coming forward but no further. Clayton trying to get the early cross in towards the Jardel. Hasn't been the effective force that Porto were praying that he would be. Figo going infield again. Capucho, fine tackle by Bojada. And here go Barcelona passing and probing again. They can't get Figo through the centre. Just wonder how Barcelona would react if Porto could pinch a goal in the next couple of minutes or so. Chainho. It would be a bit of a steal, wouldn't it? Because they've not dominated the game. Chainho. And then he turns back into Ronald de Boer's territory. Figo. Is he going to go or try to go alone? No. Looking for the support through the centre from Danny. Figo not happy. And Frank de Boer. That's the better of Drulovic. Good tackle on Figo. By Ricardo Silva. Domingos, he hasn't given it up yet. In goes Chainho. Now you can see what he was trying to do, but one, he was having his shirt tucked a little bit. And two, it was probably a little bit over-ambitious for the second half substitute. Gabri. Well, Barcelona supporters, I'm sure they're an adopted team for many of you watching on ESPN all over Asia. Hasn't been a nerve-wracking night. Goals either side of half-time, certainly the second from Rivaldo, giving an air of security to their position. There have been precious few moments when I felt that Porto were about to break through. Rubens Jr. had a shot turned over by Hest in the first half, Domingos in the second half. But for the most part, Barcelona have been able to pass the ball around well, but not that time. And here is Domingos. Strong challenge by Frank de Boer, certainly got the ball. Drulovic. Capucho's shot that was blocked. Kluivert. Ronald de Boer back for Kluivert. That's beautiful football between the two Dutchmen. Ronald de Boer decided that he wasn't at this late stage going to go looking for a third goal. High challenge there by Puyol. 7 minutes to go. Look at this tackle by Frank de Boer coming across. He is left-footed, so he'd prefer to be making those challenges on that side. Jardel. And it was Domingos trying to get the final touch. Just a reminder to Barcelona, they can't switch off just yet. Jardel does win this header well. Oh, Domingos got to it, but not with sufficiently strong contact to turn it in. It's really as close as it's come for Porto. Good speed of foot by Puyol on the retreat. The youngsters there again. Guardiola. For Figo. Puyol. It's really a case of running down the clock for the club from Spain, and how much ambition they want to show at the end of these bouts of keeping possession. Figo. Porto looking very weary now. It was actually knocked by Frank de Boer onto Domingos. That's what made it more difficult. If Frank de Boer hadn't got that touch, maybe Domingos had been able to stretch and get it as he wanted it, and it would have been Porto 1, Barcelona 2. It's still Porto 0, Barcelona 2. Bojada, Kluivert. Chainho. Clayton. I just feel even if Porto did score, Barcelona would pick their way through to get another for themselves. Here's Gabri. Dani, one of the few players to have represented Real Madrid and Barcelona. He was a junior at Real Madrid, but did play some first-team football. Guardiola. Figo. It's keep ball again for Barcelona. Kluivert. Ronald de Boer. Figo. Oh, the goalkeeper nearly parried it. Gabri was following it in. He did parry it, but nearly dropped it at Gabri's feet. Figo still looking for his personal moment of satisfaction. Jardel. Capucho lets it run. Drulovic. Domingos. It was Clayton who had the shot that was blocked. Chainho. A bit of space here for Escudinha. And that needed some serious defending from Abelardo. Drulovic into Domingos. Abelardo at his back. And then Clayton shot, no way through, still for Porto. And it's 2 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Escudinha. Hess going for it at the near post. Figo. Guardiola. Here's Dani. Kluivert acting as a decoy, in for Gabri! Oh, something else for Louis van Gaal to record in that notebook of his, but that was nice movement. Dani with the ball, Kluivert off it, and Gabri also off the ball, making a run to try and receive it, and very nearly in for number 3. He's scored 1 goal in the Champions League in the first phase against AIK, and as I mentioned earlier, he got his first league goal, Gabri, in the Primera Liga on Saturday against Numancia. Figo. Third goal would not be inappropriate, really. Gabri. Tapucha. Drulovic. Again, left side is not the side to attack Frank de Boer on. And he picks out brother Ronald, and Porto are backpedaling again. Ronald de Boer past Shainho. Figo wants to have another crack. And goes for a chip! Oh, well that would have been the perfect finale from the Barcelona viewpoint. They really have dominated Porto here in Portugal. And altogether they've made it a much more straightforward victory than they enjoyed in their own Nou Camp last week. And Porto pushed them all the way. And Figo given the chance to make an exit. A final note struck by him. There's some real high-class footwork and that chip that needed turning away from under the crossbar. Replaced by Xavi in stoppage time. Clayton. Guardiola. Xavi can at least get a couple of touches of the ball. Frank de Boer. This has been very impressive by Barcelona. It's been a performance of real authority for most of the 90 minutes. The goals, well, you probably won't remember them too long. They've come from set pieces. But there have been a lot of other good moments that really could and maybe should have added to the emphasis of the victory. Two enough, because Barcelona are now into the quarter-finals. Their place is booked. They're still in their remaining two games in this section. Will be trying to secure top spot. Rivaldo scored a free kick in the second half. Abelardo knocked in a corner in the first half. Porto 0, Barcelona 2.